We're joined by the Labour MP, Shadow Transport Secretary Stam Tarry, who is with striking workers on the picket line at Euston Station. Good morning, Mr. Tarry. Why are you on a picket line?
Morning, Ed. How are you doing?
Why are you on
I think
a
it's
picket
really
line?
important. This is the biggest industrial dispute in the rail industry in nearly 100 years. If we don't make a stand today, people's lives could be lost. Some of the lowest paid workers are on strike today in the rail industry, safety critical workers, workers that make sure our railways get people to work and do so safely. It can't be accepted anymore that people just have to accept that inflation is out of control, the government's doing nothing on the cost of living crisis. And I tell you what's shameful, I believe strongly if we had a Labour government right now, this dispute wouldn't be happening because we would actually be around the table. And I tell you what, when Grant Shapps and Liz Truss come on the telly and say to you that it's someone else's fault, it's the striking rail workers' fault that this dispute is happening, what a load of nonsense. The Trade Union Congress had a legal opinion just a few weeks ago that showed definitively that it is the government who are agitating for this dispute. And it needs to be resolved. It needs to be resolved fairly and justly and quickly for the sake of the travelling public.
The leader of the Labour Party says you shouldn't be on a picket line, and you are on a picket line. Presumably he has to sack you by lunchtime.
I've no idea what Keir will decide to do, but I know this, that if Keir was in government right now, this dispute wouldn't be happening. We would be round the table making sure the RMT and TSA get a fair deal and making sure that happens as soon as possible. I have absolutely 100% confidence that any Labour Party MP will be in support of striking workers, people giving up a day's pay, a week's pay, or even longer. And by the way, this isn't just rail workers. We've now got the BMA talking about going on strike. We've got the communication workers, postal workers, people in BT. Industrial disputes are happening right across this country because the cost of living crisis is totally out of control. After 10 years of austerity, followed by people's wages in real terms not having risen in nearly a decade, any Labour leader will clearly be on the side of ordinary people, no matter what difficult decisions they have to take to make sure that they get the deal and the pay that they deserve.
But are you saying that you think Keir Starmer was wrong then to say what he said when he said that, you know, you need to be, the government doesn't go on picket lines, the government tries to resolve disputes, so the Labour Party in opposition needs to be the Labour Party in power? When he said, don't go on the picket line, you think he was wrong to instruct you not to do that?
I haven't been instructed to do anything today. I'm here standing in support of TSA and RMT workers, standing shoulder to shoulder with them. I believe very, very strongly that when Keir Starmer is in number 10, this type of dispute won't be happening. I've campaigned and worked every day as a Shadow Minister for more than 2.5 years to make sure Keir Starmer gets one step closer to number 10. But there comes a point when you have to say, we need to stand up for the people of this country.
You're defying his orders, though, aren't you? You're defying what he said he didn't want you to do. He said he didn't want frontbenchers to join a picket line, and you're defying him.
Was your media appearance this morning cleared by the leader's office?
A Labour government would absolutely be round the table calling the shots on this, making sure a deal was put in place. We know that Grant Shapps, where's Grant Shapps? He's missing in action yet again. Where is he, on a sun lounger somewhere? I'm here today saying it's important that people get round the table, have this resolved very quickly, because it's quite simple, actually put in place a pay deal that would actually be worthwhile for these workers to come off of the picket lines. You know, this is a big decision. Remember, some of these workers are only paid £25,000 and they're safety critical engineers in Network Rail. I don't want to be standing here as a Shadow Minister in a few months' time or a few years' time saying, oh, I'm really sorry, we couldn't pay our workers in the rail industry properly but now we've had another Potter's Bar, another Hatfield. This is about saying we need a government, a Labour government in place that is actually going to put in place a fair deal for workers. That is what this is about.
OK, well, just to check, you are prepared to lose your job over this because you have undermined Keir Starmer's leadership, though, haven't you, by defying his orders?
I've in no way undermined anybody's leadership, and certainly not undermined Keir Starmer's leadership. I've campaigned every single day since being a Shadow Minister.
But he asked you not to do something and you're doing it, though, aren't you?
To get it into number 10.
He asked you not to do this, and you're doing it.
I think you're really kind of like trying to create a straw man here. This is about standing in solidarity with people who've made a very difficult decision to put safety first, to say that they're not paid enough, they need to be paid, at a time when across this country food bank use is so out of control. Ordinary workers are feeling the pinch, whether it be fuel prices, energy bills. And I tell you what, a Labour government is the thing that people need to make sure they actually have some money in their back pockets. Some of the ludicrous things that we're hearing from the Tory leadership candidates at the moment are just beyond belief. You know, this is a government who doesn't just want people not to be on strike, but actually be prepared to change the law to bring in people that can break the strikes, to attack hundreds of years of democratic, hard-won rights.
Thank you so much,
That is
Mr.
what
Terry.
we're
We are
against.
up
It's
against
outrageous.